Well, when you talk about the quarterbacks with the most rings,
Yes, it's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady has two more rings than the next guy on that list, which is Joe Montana. Tom Brady has 6, Montana has 4,
Yes.
Terry Bradshaw has 4, Troy Aikman has 3,
Right.
Peyton Manning has 2,
Right.
Eli Manning has 2, Jim Plunkett has 2, Bob Grease has 2.
And it's first of all, Super Bowl is so difficult to get. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy task. Football is a very, very, very difficult sport. Just being at a pro level is very difficult. Hockey is difficult. Tennis is difficult. But it's very hard to get a Super Bowl. You know, you got how many teammates and how many injuries you got to go through. So everything has to be in sync in football. You know what I mean? And it's it's not that long of a season, but it's a very difficult season. So Tom Brady, I'm very, very suspect on a couple of his Super Bowls. But I'm not going to take anything from him because he was recruited 199th. His story is crazy because he was recruited like way at the bottom. And he worked his way up to becoming a great quarterback. I saw the documentary. I give Tom Brady his props on him becoming a fucking elite quarterback, no doubt. But I'm real doubtful on some of the shit was shady on how they won on some of those Super Bowls.
Well, Tom Brady, I guess, signed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
And
they got rid of Job Jamison?
I think so.
Okay.
And then the rumor is that he's bringing Antonio Brown with him.
Really?
That's the rumor.
Okay. Antonio Brown's getting another chance. I thought that CTE was kicking in with that blonde mustache. I thought Antonio Brown was losing his motherfucking mind because everybody was calling me Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? I was at the Football Hall of Fame, and these white dudes like, yo, it's Antonio Brown. I said, why the fuck would I be at the Football Hall of Fame and not at practice, motherfucker? But I hope Antonio Brown is he's very talented. Antonio Brown's very talented. And I was a wide receiver in high school and college, and I love wide receivers, but here's the problem. Remember T.O., who was one of the greatest wide receivers? It was T.O. You have Dez Bryant, who was fantastic. But a lot of those cats they talk so much, they used to ruin the morale of the team because they were very narcissistic it was always about me, me, me. As a wide receiver, you are such a small component football is such a team sport. Like basketball, you can kind of get away with shit. If you're one or two good players, you're good to go. Football, you need a whole bunch of good motherfuckers, You need the defense to be good. You need the offensive line to be good. You need quarterbacks, running back. But when a wide receiver is talking so much shit, because wide receivers are expendable, you can always get a wide receiver. You can win games without wide receivers. You can have a great running game. You can throw passes to a receiver that's not that great, but if you run the right plays, they can look great. So I hope that Antonio Brown does not ruin the rest of his career because he's so good. But it always seems like their mouths get them in trouble. That's all I'm saying. Because I respect their talent. It's just that these motherfuckers will get rid of your ass in a heartbeat, man. Because football, the lifespan of a football player is 3 to 5 years, at least, if that. If you're lucky, there's some cats that play for 10, 15 years. But, these cats will throw you away like a racehorse. They don't give a fuck.
Well, they're no longer suspending NFL players for marijuana moving forward.
I think that because the pressure of the CTE, I think that the marijuana is what helps a lot of these football players mentally. I think it helps them because, that CTE is serious as shit. That shit is serious. You see all these violent things that happen, whether it's domestic or whatever, these outrages. I think that a lot of players, and a lot of this CTE is onset early in high school, even in Pee-wee leagues. They say that have you seen that documentary on the NFL about the one neuroscientist? His name is Omalu. He's a Nigerian guy that discovered the CTE.
Yeah, there was a movie. Will Smith played him in a movie.
Yeah, Will Smith shouldn't have, but okay, because Will Smith did a horrible accent. Your brain is broken. This is a concussion. I was like, what? And I love Will Smith, but I'm sorry. He just looked like he was going, let me tell you something about him. He just looked like I just couldn't see him with an accent. He's like, your brain is no good. This is a concussion. you have concussion. You can't play in the NFL. I was like, you know what I mean? I think it should have been someone else playing Omalu because I interviewed that guy, Dr. Omalu.
Oh, okay.
I interviewed him, and he's Nigerian. Respect to the Nigers out there. Nigers! So he discovered the CTE. He discovered the patterns in the brains of all these players. And so they ostracized him. They kicked him out of town. They sent him away. They was like, yo, you need to stop your little research. And so they ended up giving it to this white lady who's now doing a lot of the researches on people like Aaron Hernandez. If you guys saw the documentary Aaron Hernandez, they took his brain, and that same lady, there's a lady that studied his brain. Dr. Omalu gave her the work. So I don't want anybody to give her all the credit because it was Dr. Omalu, who's Nigerian, who discovered the CTE. What does the CTE stand for? Look that up real quick. It might be cerebral something encephalon blah blah blah.
Stands for Corporate Thugs Entertainment. It's Jeezy's, Jeezy's crew. That's what it stands for. That's the only one I'm familiar with. Now, it stands for Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy. Encephalopathy. Yeah, there we go.
Encephala means the head. Like encephalitis means the swelling of the head. So encephala it all has to do with the cranium. So encephalopathy. That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.